Many people know Taiwan for its strong electronics manufacturing industry and the New Year's fireworks show at Taipei 101. Actually, Taiwan is tops in many categories, including density of species diversity, as well as human population density. While these two issues are seemingly unrelated, building sufficient roads to meet Taiwan's transport needs naturally places animals in regular mortal danger. We all want to get home safely. Shouldn't we do our best to ensure that wildlife is able to do the same? Taiwan, while not large, has a wide-ranging topography and a diversity of climatic zones ranging from tropical to frigid, all compressed into one modest-sized island. Rainfall averaging 2,500 millimeters a year, and forests covering nearly 60% of the country. Further nourish a habitat diversity that supports a plethora of species. According to Academia Sinica's Biodiversity Research Center, Taiwan is home to over 60,000 zoological species. In terms of species density, Taiwan has 100 times the global average. In terms of animals alone, Taiwan has nearly 39,000 distinct species. While convenient road transportation is essential to all modern societies, measures must be taken to protect the safety of wildlife that are active near roadways. Might there be a way to not just strike a balance, but create a win-win scenario? Once charged simply with building and maintaining highways, the Directorate General of Highways, Taiwan's National Highway Authority, must today consider the needs of all roadway users at every stage, from design through construction. These users, of course, include wildlife that traverse these roads. Camera footage from October 2018 shows a family of Formosan gem-faced civets crossing a culvert under Provincial Highway 3 near Zhuolan. This video shows that they made it safely past the road. Culvert footage of civets is common, but they are not the only animals to frequent these culverts.
Along Provincial Highway 3, our culvert surveillance cameras have filmed leopard cats and other mammals like ferret badgers, gem-faced civets, crab-eating mongooses, pangolins, Reeves muntjacs, macaques, and red-bellied tree squirrels, so the surveillance effort so far has been quite successful. One issue has been that they all get flooded, so we've made the openings larger on culverts 2 and 3 here to try and improve the situation. We want both to help wildlife find entrances and exits more easily and to improve culvert drainage.
Because culverts are designed to carry water and because animals tend to avoid walking over wet areas, we've created dedicated walkways along both sides of these culverts for animals to cross safely. These walkways are elevated to keep surfaces dry and easy for wildlife to use. Taiwan's upland hill districts teem with wildlife. Not all animals use road culverts, and roadway fencing cannot stop all animals from venturing onto roadways. The Zuolan section of Highway 3 crosses an area teeming with wildlife. To help prevent roadkill incidents, specialists from TESRI, the Endemic Species Research Institute, were invited to assess the situation and put in some preventative measures. This first-generation wildlife fence stands only about 76 centimeters high and is angled at the top about 10 centimeters to keep animals from jumping over and to make climbing more difficult. Along the bottom here, the fence extends another 30 centimeters downward, mainly to prevent ferret badgers, civets, and leopard cats from digging underneath. Even as improvements were underway on the Zuolan section of Highway 3, news broke on many leopard cats being hit on roads in Miaoli County. De An Lin is founder of the Taiwan Roadkill Observation Network, a virtual Facebook-based citizen action network that is the world's first social media-based group dedicated to gathering wildlife roadkill data. The network's objective is to promote friendly roads that greatly reduce roadkill incidents. The network already has over 4,700, almost 4,800 active members providing data. We have records on 577 animal species and over 100,000 unique data points. Although we're completely virtual, each of our members is 100% real. Years of survey data now show that urban landscapes and their surrounding hilly environs are significantly more populated by wildlife than once believed. Roadkill Observation Network data, although only counting dead animals, offer a strong indicator of wildlife activity hotspots, as well as a running record of highway roadkill incidents. Today, a dedicated mobile phone app further aids frontline efforts to track roadkill incidents and trends. When we identify road problems, we instantly upload photos and GPS information to the system to facilitate follow-up improvement efforts. For endangered species, we take photos, take a GPS reading, note the time, and then forward it on to TESRI. Leopard cat roadway accidents have gained attention in recent years because this already rare species is Taiwan's only indigenous wild feline. Once found throughout the island, leopard cats are now mostly seen in Miaoli, Taichung, and Nantou, with few sightings made elsewhere. The Directorate General of Highways manages provincial highways, which are mostly wide four-lane thoroughways that allow for the relatively fast traffic speeds. The largest category of wildlife involved in traffic accidents is, of course, medium to large-sized animals. Improvement measures are all basically the same, things we're all familiar with, like installing warning signs, protective fencing, wildlife-friendly culverts, or maybe a combination of all three. But there are occasions when none of these measures are feasible. Springtime plum rains herald a new year of challenges. These rains and the summer typhoons sure to follow regularly put roadways in harm's way. Culvert enhancement work on the Miaoli section of Highway 3 must wrap up before the rains start. After considering historical roadkill data and local wildlife populations, the team recommended installing warning signs, warning boards, and reflective markers. But these are all passive measures that ultimately do not reduce leopard-cat roadkill incidents. The focus thus turned to possible active measures. Just as this frustrating effort reached an impasse, the leopard-cat team took a call from Assistant Professor Yayu Jiang at NCHU's Mechanical Engineering Department.
After returning to Taiwan to teach in 2016, I saw many reports of leopard cats being killed on Taiwan's roads. Why weren't protective measures being used to help? I am a cat lover myself, and I was inspired to do something.
With NCHU now part of the effort, a series of new projects was begun, including speed camera development, camera field testing, image data management, and AI system modeling. All demonstrated the feasibility of the experimental concept.
The concept combines speed sensors, an image recognition system, and sound and light generators. The objective, what we're hoping to do, is to make sure wildlife and cars are not on a section of road at the same time.
The lab team recommended that radar speed signs be installed at both ends of monitored road sections. This changeable message sign, CMS system, shows the speed of all passing cars over 40 kilometers on the CMS signboard, reminding drivers of their speed. At the same time, AI works to ID animals moving near the road and initiates appropriate sound and light broadcasts to distract their attention, keeping them from entering the roadway and safe from the risk of collision. The AI system was trained to recognize leopard cats, ferret badgers, civets, and other protected species. Not only has the smart tech been deployed to reduce roadkill incidents, it's the world's first application of AI in this important effort. Anticipation was running high on the eve of deployment, but a new problem was quickly noted. The images used by the system to ID the target species were from a small number of angles, leading to a poor recognition rate. TESRI stepped up, offering to help expand the AI database using images of animals treated at its Wildlife Rescue and Research Center, and to test real-time reactions to light and sound broadcasts. We took advantage of this opportunity to use animals treated at the center in system testing before returning them to the wild. This way we could capture the actual behavior of these animals. It was also a way of verifying each animal's readiness for repatriation into the wild. Our testing program selected 3 animals as benchmark species. One was the ferret badger, another was the leopard cat, and another was the gem-faced civet. In terms of the light reaction test, only the ferret badger was positive, reacting just over 70% of the time. It would, for example, rush forward or back in the opposite direction. Sometimes the light startled it, and it just froze in place. To address all 3 of the animals, we chose a noise burst broadcast at 16,000 Hz. Most of the animals moved forward, curious to find the noise source. The ferret badger reacted differently and moved away from the sound. Whether a light or noise is used, our hope is to temporarily startle the animals for 1 to 2 seconds, enough to keep them off the road and safe from passing cars. Project work continued apace. First, support posts were installed. Next, the radar speed signs underwent final factory testing. To ensure sign brightness levels were appropriate to the time of day and did not overwhelm drivers, signs adjust automatically to the level of ambient light. Signs were installed and plugged in, and all seemed well. But final confirmation would have to wait until full link-up with the network. After connecting the AI system, installing sound and light modules, and an MOTC ministerial inspection, the Smart Road system was launched on May 17, 2019.
It employs AI to identify leopard cats, ferret badgers, and gem-faced civets, and to keep them safe from traffic.
Has this lab-inspired project met expectations in the field? After coming online, the system identified a leopard cat preparing to cross the road. This triggered a 16,000 Hz sound and white light burst that distracted the animal, keeping it away from a passing car. DGH environmental education and road safety promotion efforts in recent years have increased public reporting of roadkill accidents nationwide.
如果人类可以有多一点提醒用路人的标示以及侦测器放置在我们经常会出没的地方，我相信这样一定可以让我们快乐的出门，平安的回家。
In late September 2019, a resident of Jiji in Nantou County discovered an injured leopard cat. The local fire brigade in Shuili forwarded the injured cat to Tesri's Wildlife Rescue and Research Center. The dazed animal was diagnosed as likely hit by a passing vehicle. Under care, the leopard cat progressed well toward recovery. Researchers, looking to improve knowledge of leopard cat habitats and distribution, fit the cat with a tracking collar. After training and acclimation, the leopard cat was released in Jiji on November 11, 2019. Taiwan is densely populated and crisscrossed by a dense network of roads. Taiwan has one of the highest species densities in the world. Its welcoming and friendly people are also world-renowned. We are now working in a new direction, using technology to tailor our roadways to the needs of all users, and to ensure that everyone on Taiwan's roads returns home safely.